looking for a way to make the cutscenes in this game skippable, so they would be easier to speedrun, since I speedrun this game. But I found something quite interesting. If you load up the console, which you can't load up normally, I'll leave a guide in the description as to how to get the console. But if you enable cheats and you type in this down, you can see it at the bottom there, open L_out_P, you will load the final cutscene of the game, the outro where the outsider's going through everything that you've done during the game. I've turned off music, so this will be easier. Usually at the end of this you see the credits roll and that's the end of it. But if you load it like this, that doesn't happen, and you'll see that in a minute. I'll just cut to the end of the outro here, because I think we all know what happens here. Okay, so it should be coming up now. So, yeah, the credits have not rolled, and we are here. This is obviously where the credits leave you, but you don't have any sort of control. But if you load it like this, we do have control. So we're inside this box. If we type in, you need to type this in to get cheats. So then if we type fly and we put in ghost, we can click through and we can see we are actually in the outro. Now we can fly to any parts of the outro. I'm going to just stop here and I'll cut to all the different places that you can go. So this is the first area that you can go to. I found something quite interesting here. So here's the scene where they're having a drink at the Hound Pit. You can actually pick up these bottles. And you can get behind the counter and you can keep throwing them. It's strange that they bothered to make it so that they're the actual items. And there's a lot of them too, it's not like there's just a few of them. Here's something unusual as well. There's a few unusual things that you'll see floating around during this. On to the next thing. I just discovered another cool thing is that the bottles stop mid-air. You can throw them for like a second and they stop. But that was kind of neat. Here's the scene where, well, I don't even know what to call this one. There's not too much here, other than the fact that this is actually its own island. There's actually quite a bit under here. There's just a light source here, and then there's this rock that's not here for any reason. I don't think you even see this in the outro. Yeah, on to the next thing. This is the main scene that you see. Unfortunately you can't interact with any of these people. Also I turned my movement speed up, so that's why Corvo's swinging his sword like a madman. But yeah, you can see in more detail what each one of these characters are doing. And there's also this here as well, which I hadn't noticed before. Nothing much more in this particular thing, so go to the next one. So this is the one where Emily has Corvo's tomb here. Yeah, there's not too much more in this one than what we see in the outro itself, although I did find one thing that is kind of interesting. There's a statue here of, maybe it's Jessamine Caldwin, Emily's mother? I'm not sure, it looks a good bit like the one we see in the flooded district, but I thought this was particularly interesting. Here is the scene where if you save Piero and Sokolov, they find a cure for the plague. You can see a bunch of Sokolov elixir there actually. Each one is actually its own one, they didn't just make the tops of them, they put in Sokolov elixir for every single one of them. Fortunately, you can't actually pick any of them up, and there's this scene here of all the like victims. A bookcase there. Oh, and some drawings. I didn't notice this before. I'm sure you can actually read this if I was playing on a higher resolution. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you can also carry these bottles apparently. A bull rat fetus. I don't think I've ever seen this. That is very strange. I'm not going to put it any other way. That is just strange. Yeah, there you go. There is also this. It looks like the same Sokolov and Piero scene, but this could be if you do not save Sokolov and Piero and the lab is empty. It just hasn't loaded in for this particular one because it's not needed. But yeah, that's about it for this. I just thought it was quite interesting that we could do this. Yeah, I don't know if the same is possible for the high chaos endings. It might be, I haven't checked it yet. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you.